365 Days with Calvin for February 3. Speaking ill of a neighbor. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor. Psalm 15, 1, 3. Suggested further reading, James 3. After briefly naming the virtues of those who desire to have a place in the church, David now names vices from which believers should be free. First, they must not be slanderers or detractors. Second, that they must restrain themselves from doing anything mischievous or injurious to their neighbors. And third, they must not give credence to backbiting and false reports. David names backbiting and reproach as the first injustice by which neighbors are injured. If a good name is a treasure more precious than all the riches of the world, Proverbs 22:1, we can inflict no greater injury than to wound a person's reputation. Not every injurious word is condemned here. Rather, the psalmist specifically refers to the disease and lust of detraction that stir a malicious person to spread false reports. At the same time, we cannot doubt that the Holy Spirit's design is to condemn all false and wicked accusations. In the clause that follows, the psalmist says the children of God should be far removed from the more general injustice of doing evil to his neighbor. The word neighbor here refers not only to those whom we often speak to and enjoy friendship with, but also to people whom we are bound to by the ties of humanity and a common nature. The psalmist uses these terms to clearly show the odiousness of what he condemns and to urge the saints to greatly abhor all wrong dealings with people, since every person who hurts his neighbor violates the fundamental law of human society. For meditation, the sins David mentions are easy to commit. We can refer to these sins in many ways, but in the end, slander against our neighbor is a serious sin. Do we realize how wrong it is to speak ill of our neighbor, and that, if we persist in doing so, we will be unwelcome in the Lord's house? The reading for February 3.